I'm speeching.
Speech. Ah.
When I go to beep, I have to go to the speech.
Speech. Let's go get us speech. Hey guys, how is it going today? We are back with another episode of Midnight Oasis podcast, the podcast that you've been waiting for. Hopefully, maybe. Please watch.
Please watch us.
Bro, please.
I'm here again. I'm Josh. We got Rylan. We got Callum. We got Lucas. That's all we got. And if you want more, then, pay up.
No, pay up. Free. Shit. How much are we getting paid for this shit?
All right.
Oh my goddamn.
See you guys later. Short episode this week.
I'll say it.
Yep.
So.
Nothing, because we have to buy you a new camera, Callum, because your camera's
oh my god,
it is having a moment.
It's still doing it. It's fucked. We've been trying to fix this.
Counter in.
No, it's crazy. We have been literally trying to fix this camera for 3 weeks now, and it has been focusing this entire time. He's never turned his computer off. Maybe that's the problem.
But like, actually, what the fuck's
Whatever. You're gonna keep doing that. We're gonna move on to the topic of the day, which you've seen in the title right there. It's all about Arcane, baby. Does anyone else heckin' love Arcane?
Yo,
I heckin' love Arcane way more than I love my heckin' camera right now.
Oh, okay, Lucas. Lucas, you said no.
Nope.
All right, what's up?
Nope.
Why don't you like it?
There's no Skarner. And
No
there's no
Skarner.
Renekton. Therefore,
Well, it's because they're not in Shurima, dude.
There was no. There's that scene in the first. Okay, hold up, stop. First thing first, before we get too far, this is gonna be spoilers, like most of the podcast. So if you haven't watched Arcane yet, probably do that before listening. Or if you don't care, there's your warning. Anyway, technically, Skarner may have screamed out some of his people when the gemstones went off in the first season. That little sound with the explosions. Maybe not Skarner specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renekton, though. No, you're fucked on him.
Yeah. It's all of his family. Which is really messed up and kind of brutal because...
Although, I think the Skarner lore changed a while before that. So
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably not true anymore. Bracket and stuff. No,
Yeah.
I think... When did Skarner's rework come out, actually?
It was earlier this year, right?
Was it this year?
Was it this year?
I think it might have been, actually.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I feel like I want to say February for some reason.
April.
Wow.
Well,
It came out at the same time as when People came out. That was also this year.
I'm People.
I'm People.
I'm People.
Wide People?
Hmm? White people, Sag.
Yeah. This also will be mostly just talking about season 2. Season 1 will get brought up because fucking there's,
It existed.
No, I will not talk about it at all, actually.
Sure you won't, bro.
All right, I'll start us off.
He doesn't remember season 1, by the way.
That's true. He doesn't remember it. He doesn't even know how to spell
Come
Arcane.
on, you gotta catch me out in 1080p right now. That's crazy.
We caught you outside. How about that?
How about that?
So I'll start it off. The Arcane is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
But-
I really liked it.
The whole show. 10 out of 10 personally. I'm just gonna throw. We're not even doing ratings, but that's where I'm putting it.
I think this is Arcane season 2 is the first show on Netflix to have a full season rated above 9 on
saw that.
ratings.
Yeah.
And then I was actually looking at it in the previous season. I know I said I wouldn't talk about it, but I think it only had 2 episodes that were below 9. I think it was like an 8.6 and like an 8.9. So like all in all, the show is like it's so good. It was really well done.
I wonder what episodes are that?
Episode 5. I
I
guarantee
think it was
Imagine
episode
Dragons.
2 and 5.
Imagine Dragons.
I think
There's
it was 2
no way.
and 5.
No way people like the Imagine Dragons being in the episode. I know for a fact. Yeah, and 2 is kind of a lull episode in the show, so I could see that being the other one.
You said on Netflix or just in?
I think it was specifically on Netflix for the ones that I was looking at.
I didn't realize Netflix.
I do know
Was it on the IMDb rating of it though? Or
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
man.
seeing. I saw a post about this, but I couldn't remember what it was on either.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was on.
Arcane doesn't. Here, I have IMDb pulled up real quick.
Hell yeah! What do you got?
So we'll go through the first season quickly. First episode's 8.5. First and second are both 8.5. Third episode's 9.6. Then it's 8.7, not 8.9, 9.3, 9.3 again, 9.2, and then 9.7. Which I think I mean, that kind of makes sense. Like the first it is like the first two acts, because they release all the episodes, or they release them in 3 acts. So the first 2 episodes, setting stuff up. The last one was really good, and then same again, and then obviously the third act was all good. And then Arcane season 2 is 9.1 for the first 2 episodes, 9.5 for third, 9.3, 9.6, 9.8, 9.6, 9, 9.4. Which
damn, big drop off in episode 8.
I am surprised.
That's fucked up.
I mean, hey man, the ending of season 2 is a little decisive to people. I've come around to it. I don't mind it as much, mostly because when we all first watched it at the wee hours of 6 a.m., except Lucas had a good boy sleep schedule.
Yeah, Lucas was a normal human and didn't watch it when it came out.
Yeah.
No, I did.
Oh, never mind.
I was just laying in bed.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. What's it called? The reason I was so iffy about it was they had already said that they were like, nah, bro, only 2 seasons, and they left a lot more questions than answered at the end of the show. And admittedly, a lot of questions that like the answers are there if you play League of Legends and if you know the lore of League of Legends.
Yeah.
So for the average viewer, it might be like, why Singe got Metal Girl in room? Why is Singe's name being Corin Revik or Revak or something like that?
Something like that.
A good mic drop moment for people who know old lore. It's like minor things like that, which I mean, it's fine.
I also feel like a lot of the questions that were, because I know a lot of people were upset about, and this is the one that I understand it, but a lot of people are upset that you don't really, like, they don't really let you know what's going on in Piltover anymore. It just kind of ends. But I feel like a lot of the questions that were left unanswered were like not necessarily needed to be answered, because at the end of the day, the show is about, Caitlyn and Vi and Jinx and them. So Piltover isn't as big. Like, the main focus of the story is these characters, and the character stories have wrapped up. I don't need to know what happens to Hextech and Piltover, because I don't really care. I care about the characters and their story.
See, I do care about what happens with Hextech and all that, because there's a lot of the problem with that is there's a lot of other characters in League of Legends that their entire lore is dependent on Hextech.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I just think in the scope of what Arcane was, that's not important. Like, obviously, there's other things that lore would be important to, but in the story that Arcane was trying to like tell, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I will say I watched a few people do some reactions to the episodes, and there's some normies that I watched that have never seen any other done any of the league stuff, and they were still fine with those parts that you were specifically saying that might be confusing and stuff. Like, one of them was on the Revik part. The person was like, "Oh, Revik, she knows that person's name," and that was their reaction to it. They know him. It's like
that. I'll be honest though, that just kind of sounds like somebody trying to react to get a big reaction out of it. Like, but I know, for example,
I don't think they're trying to play it off. I think they're like, oh, they know your name. They know your backstory, whatever that means. So
I mean, that is a mic drop moment in other shows, and you're like, yeah, Mr. Anderson. You're like, oh my god, they know who he is.
But
it's the same thing.
I will say on the other side.
That's the thing, is they've made a big mic drop moment of it. I think doesn't it zoom in on like Caitlyn's face when she says it too, or something like that? I can't remember exactly.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, it's like, yeah, Dr. Revik, and it's like yeah, if you don't know who that is, you're like, shit, thumbs up. They know who he is.
No, they do the part where they say Dr. Revik, and then it cuts to Singe's face, and he goes like this. And it does that like that Asian sound, that oh sound or whatever. Yo, yeah, it does that. You don't remember that?
Here. Yeah. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of already talked about the ending, but going through, we'll sort of go back and talk more act by act, I guess.
Mhm.
Obviously, like episode 1 is heavy as the crown. I just love cop propaganda, bro. Fuck me up with some cop propaganda. It's like all the fucking 2006 fucking movies that were just all fucking like
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
No, I was saying like the American military propaganda, where it's just like, oh hell yeah, brothers, we're getting music videos over fucking gunning down fucking
civvies. Woo! Well, to be fair, but like they're trenchies, so like, does it really matter?
Oh,
just saying.
Oh yeah, that is again. It did exist beforehand. I think actually it's confirmed that Echo. I think Echo is the first person to call someone a pilty in game. I think that was like the first line of him saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, League of Legends has created their own slurs for people in the different cities. There's trenchers.
Which I think we needed that, honestly.
What the fuck?
Right.
Are we allowed to use these without getting banned? That's all I want to know.
What's the point? I mean, I feel like if you're using them in the proper scenarios, like to a pilty or a trenchy, but like if you're calling like Elise a trenchy, then that's a little fucked up, man.
I mean, like maybe maybe it's some fucked up idea that Riot has, where they'll get so many slurs they make themselves, people forget about the actual ones, so people can start sliding those in without even realizing it.
We've been having some bad. We had a game where we reported 3 people on our team for saying the N-word.
3 people
actually
in the same game on our team.
I blame Riot for making slurs on the show.
That was insane. I cannot believe that happened.
And there was a game before that.
I'd like to preface this: those 3 people, none of them in this call. It was just Callum and
yeah.
Shit. Back
to Arcane though. Fucking.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously it's just it is obviously dealing with the aftermath of season 1's ending of, you know, all the councilmen getting bombed by Jinx, known terrorist. I just want to reference that again. Jinx, known terrorist, known hit woman for Silco, who is the Undercity's drug lord, known terrorist.
Yeah, but like she cute, so and she quirky.
Quirky dough.
You didn't think about that.
Dough.
She did have a good character development arc by the end of the show.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Still a terrorist.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think she ever really vindicated herself. She's still a terrorist. She just had she's never going to be accepted in Piltover again as not a terrorist. That's why she lived.
Yeah.
I've seen some other shows with terrorists as the main characters, and they have some fun story arcs. There's literally an anime called like Zero Non-Yoke Terrorist. I don't fucking remember what it's called. Terror in Residence. Terror in Residence. There we go.
Kawaii Terrorist Kun.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good show.
I think anime has a weird lens over it, in my opinion, when it comes to stuff like that. Though.
Fair enough. What are your thoughts, Lucas?
Actually, anime has weird lenses on a lot of stuff.
True.
Yeah, anime is odd. I don't know. I enjoy it. So going back to season 1, enjoyed overall season 1. The whole Jinx rocket, and then the fact that later on you see her grab the same rocket launcher. I can't remember how big the rocket launcher is at the end of season 1. To be perfectly honest, it's been like 2 years,
two and a half years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been a few hot moments. Well, you see her grab the same rocket launcher, and it's like, oh yeah, small rocket now, not big rocket, small rocket, small rocket.
I am actually a little confused on that now that you bring that up. So,
yes.
Like, you know, in game she has 2 types of rockets, but like, I don't think she actually shot the gemstone with the rocket that then blew up inside the room. Or if she did, it doesn't make sense, because there's the part in the 2nd season, like the 3rd episode, where they do the fight underground, and her rocket launcher is one of the weapons that fucks up with the hex tech. So obviously it's using the gemstone as part of the rocket launcher.
It's also it was shown that she had multiple of the hex tech stones.
Yeah.
Because that's why Isha can jam 3 of them. I know she did steal 1 of them from Kaylin, but she had...
No, she only had 1. Jinx only had 1. She had 1 the whole time. Yeah, she had 1 she had in the rocket launcher, and then eventually when the rocket broke in that 3rd episode, she put it in the pistol instead. And then Isha took both of them out of Vi's gauntlets when she takes them off. So that's where she got the other 2.
Okay, no, you're right.
So I think she only had 1. My point was,
to be fair,
I was a little confused why the rockets had different like explosion values or whatever, but
Well, I mean, that's just the payload, right? Because if the launcher's the thing with the gemstone, then the payload doesn't necessarily. You can change payloads out of it. Like you just have a bigger rocket that comes out of it.
Yeah,
not necessarily going to be affected by the hex tech.
Who knows?
I was gonna say I don't actually think it's ever shooting the actual gem. I think the gem just powers the actual machine. Because for example, Caitlyn's hex tech rifle, it still shoots like blue fucking streaks and like powered up stuff. But that's just in it, like it's just in the rifle.
Fucking in it, mate.
Also, I just quickly watched the scene of her shooting. I'm pretty sure it's the same size rocket launcher. I think it's just the way the perspective is.
I mean, like you said, maybe it's just a different kind of payload or whatever. Because they put a big emphasis on like how it's got this like green or purpley like vial things inside of it, like as it's expanding out or whatever. So maybe it had like extra stages or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, and also like just if you're going off actual League of Legends, she fires her fish bones and her super mega death rocket out of the same launcher. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. I think Josh is right. I think there is just multiple payloads.
It could just be also like because it's not ever shooting the gemstone. Maybe like the rocket can like charge up more of the gem. Like it takes longer to shoot, but it puts more of the power into it or something. Who the fuck knows?
I just think it was a bigger bomb that she put at the end of the fucking thing. She just had a bigger rocket.
By the way, sorry. Go back to your point, Lucas, about the.
Anyways, not actually got this. Go ahead.
Sorry. I literally watched both scenes. Same rocket launcher, different rocket.
That's what they said.
Exactly what Josh and
No, exactly. I mean, I was gonna let it slide the first time, but no, I was the one who said that, man.
Whatever.
I thought Josh was the one that was.
I said it all. It was me.
Never mind.
Me.
Josh,
I was the one.
Congratulations.
I came up
I
with
let
the
it
idea.
slide the first time, but then you did it again.
I'm great.
Josh,
I know.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Man, always the white people getting fucking everything, man. Crazy.
Yeah, I fucking hate that shit, guys.
Different. So other tidbit now that you bring it up. So going off of time frame, where does Vi get more stones for her fists after Jace has disappeared? I'm skipping a little bit here.
They have fucking hundreds of them in like the academy and like.
I guess he would have made a backup of them, wouldn't he? Because I was just thinking, I was like, the only guy who really knows how to make them is now gone.
Well, no,
and I don't know, like, if he like made a surplus of just,
for in between. So all those like between acts 1 and 2 in season 1 of Arcane.
It's like
it's like 7-8 years or some shit. I can't remember. Him and Victor were just making hex tech shit.
Okay,
and then
in Act 1 and 2 of Season 2, it was like I don't know if we ever got confirmed in actual time, but I want to say it was at least a year.
It was a decent amount of time.
Between Act 1 and Act 2.
Yeah, for the gemstones, because she loses it at the end of the first season when she fights Sevika or whatever, or Savika. I keep saying her name wrong. And then they literally show Jace remaking the gauntlets or doing something with them, so that's like a fresh set there. And then Isha takes them out of the gauntlets and blows up, but then Jace is back in the show by the end of that, so he obviously just provides more gemstones at that point, because he has the whole meeting and then they talk about, hey, let's fuck up the army and we're gonna lose.
Or they just find where they go to their fucking hex tech
dealer on the corner.
They go. It's really weird that everyone's talking about like fucking like, oh, we need hex tech. Just go to fucking Joey on the block, my guy. He's got like 20 of them.
Just time rift to a different dimension and take all the ones that Powder had hidden in her drawer.
No.
Okay. Very low.
Right. But yeah, I mean, Act 1 definitely delivers on what I will say. Like, it's like, so Act 1 of Season 2 is definitely a continuation of the story that we obviously get in actually even Act 2 as well is a story, just a continuation of the story. And Act 3 is where it gets real funky. But yeah, I think I'm trying to think of what else. I will say when we first see, because I don't remember when I think it's episode 3 is when we get the reveal that Mbisa was behind the like attack, like the Zon attack.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, I remember when we first watched the episode, I was like, how did all these Zon people get in here? It's like, it is like one of those weird things of the reveal was cool, but it's like, unsurprising. Just the way Mbisa's been acting the entire time. I'm just like, yeah, bro, you guys need to go fight Zahn, bro. And then Piltover's like, nah, we'll let him chill. And Mbisa's just like, you're gonna fucking.
What if there was terrorist attack? Huh?
You know, wait, what
no, it was
terrorist.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was. Yeah, not surprising that it was her as well when they did the reveal at the end of the third episode. There was one of the reactions I was watching. The person was like, they did some really cool like film whatever thing where they're having the meeting talking about. Obviously, we have some sort of a traitor up here, says Mel, and then right after that, it immediately cuts to Mbisa on the thing. Oh, yeah. So it was like a cool like, that's her, that's the one, and that's like a common film thing they do whenever they talk about shit like that.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty sick.
All in all, though, episode 2, realistically, you can stop watching Arcane after episode 2 because the best character in the show dies, and that's my boy Smeech. Smeech. Smeech is just this little fucked up Yordle from Zahn.
Down Under.
From Down Under.
He's addicted to that shimmer.
I don't know if he's addicted to shimmer. He's addicted more to like body modification.
Yeah.
But I think his body mods run off of shimmer.
I think a lot of the body mods run off shimmer in.
Well, he's like the supplier.
Wouldn't that make you addicted? Wouldn't that make you addicted to shimmer? If shimmer's the thing that's keeping your things going.
I don't know if it's. I don't know if like they actually have to ingest shimmer or if shimmer is fucking like a fucking shimmer, much like Hextech, is like this weird catch-all of like it powers things, but it's also a drug. You know what I mean? There's a difference between putting gasoline in your lawnmower and then gasoline. That's
nah. I mean, you get fucked up either way. Shit.
Yeah, you want to drink some gas later, by the way, guys?
Never mowed his lawn.
Never. I actually, I don't know the last time I mowed a lawn. It's been a long ass time.
Fair.
I lived in apartments my whole life, so I never really had a lawn to mow.
You haven't mowed any lawn lately? Ah, fuck, bro.
Sorry. Man, it has sadly been such a while. It's already been like a couple weeks now since I've watched season or the first parts again.
All right, well, you're thinking about that. I'm gonna pivot.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fucking music from season 2 was banging. I really like the music from season 1, but I think the season 2 music is so good. I really liked. I don't think there's a song on the playlist that I don't like inside the show and outside the show. Like just listening to it on my own.
Yeah,
I felt that way about season 1 as well.
Yeah, I thought
one thing that I really liked. What was cool is I believe one of the parts where I think it's the part. Yeah, Josh is saying it's the part where when Isha's. I think it's episode 2 when Isha's someone gets called a stupid jinxer and they have the Rebel Heart song playing. I thought that was cool because that's the exact same artist who did the original Jinx song. So it's like it's a fake out on if that's Jinx, but they're using the same artist that sings the Jinx song, so it kind of like feeds into it more of it being Jinx, which I thought was really cool. I love that they have Stromae on here. I love Stromae, and I think that's one of my favorite songs off the season now, just as well as like the impact it had in the moment in the show. Because I mean, for those of you who don't speak French, the song is about my best enemy, and then it plays when Echo and Powder are dancing in the alternate universe. So it's like because Echo does not like Jinx, but Jinx was once Powder, but this is like it's essentially the Powder that he wanted to, but he still has these feelings of what Jinx is. So it fits the moment really well, and the song itself is just really good.
My only complaint on the music is just when some of the lyrics are like I'm okay when it's lyrics in other languages and whatnot. It brings up the question of like, so Spanish and French are canon in League of Legends. Interesting, but not actually. But it is just weird when it's like the song "Fantastic" is playing during a certain scene, and they talk about I want to get drunk and watch American classics, and it's like. American classics and Piltover. Right?
America's real and
the nitpicky cinephile in me is gonna say the reason it doesn't matter because it's not diegetic music, so the music isn't actually existing within the world of Arcane.
I get that. Like I said, it is a very nitpicky thing but it does take me out of watching the show for just a second of just like American classics. I remember when we were watching it, I that was like the first thought of I was like listening to the lyrics. But I mean, again, it's like a really nitpicky thing.
Yeah. I just can't enjoy this. I can't enjoy my lesbian sex scenes to the fullest because they're talking about America, and that just disgusts me.
It is, yeah. It's just about building a feeling with the song, and I mean, the best way to do that is to relate to things that people in the real world know of, which is American classics and stuff like that.
Sure.
Because the song doesn't hit the same if they say, "I want to watch Piltover classics with you."
No. But like, they could have just said something else. It doesn't. But like I said, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I do think the songs are also being made with the mindset of being played outside of just an Arcane with them as well. So.
We could have potentially just cut the word American out of there. I think I've just been the classics or something like that.
They could have, but like I said, it's about they're trying to build a specific feeling with the song, and that's what that reference.
I don't think anyone gives a fuck about the song based on when the other than people who are nitpicking it.
I don't think anybody really cares except for me who's complaining about it right now.
No. I mean, based on what's going on in the scene, I think there's other things to focus on.
Well, apparently you weren't focusing on them.
Yeah, because the song took me out of it.
Nah, bro, you're just not a professional gooner like me. I couldn't even be pulled away if they started talking about America.
Not again.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of wish I saw the Chinese version where she takes off her shirt to reveal a second black shirt.
Yeah, the censorship in Arcane was really funny apparently in these other regions.
Yeah. Like the final scene of the show when they're talking side by side of each other, the Chinese version of the show, they never have both of them on screen together. So like there's a scene where like Vi says something and then she rests her head on Caitlyn, but Caitlyn's just not there. And then it cuts to Caitlyn who like rests her head on Vi's head who's resting her, but Vi's not there.
They're also both talking still.
So
sometimes like there'll be no one on screen, there'll be just words coming through and you're like,
it's
what?
really funny. But hey man,
you really missed out, Lucas. Seems like you should have seen this.
That's weird.
But yeah, all the fucking dude. I mean, you know what? You know whose name I was really surprised to see on the fucking track list? Dude, Tom Morello's on this list. That's the guy from Rage Against the Machine.
Tom Morello makes a lot of different music.
I just wasn't expecting to see Tom Morello in my League of Legends TV show.
I don't think of which song is that again?
Tom Morello. He's in Come Play, which I forget.
Oh, that's when Jinx and Echo show up again at the end.
Yeah, and then also I mean, if you're gonna have a song to play when Jinx is going on, I do think Ashniko is like the perfect pick to have a song going. One, she just kind of like looks like Jinx IRL, and she has the same energy.
Apparently, actually, I recently saw something on Instagram where Ashniko, she was saying she submitted 2 songs for Arcane. That she Paint the Town Blue and another one that she released on her album that were specifically recorded with the idea of like it being in Arcane as a song for Jinx.
She fits that so well. She is the closest IRL Jinx I think we have, so it was a good choice for her to have her.
Not a terrorist though. Not a terrorist.
No, not a terrorist. But she does make some banging ass tunes, bro. So she terrorizes my Spotify.
That's true. That's playlist. True.
Yeah, I know music.
Yeah, no. Did you have a favorite moment of song from the show that you can remember, or do you just like, are you like colorblind to music where you try to remember it and it's just no noise? You're just like, I don't remember what was playing here.
Generally, like it's for me, it's does it drive in my memory where the music is good with the scene? Yes, cool. If not, I will generally then remember it when it's. Just
was there a scene that you liked the music from? That you can remember?
Season 2 when they're doing the cut sketch of them going through the sewers and gassing people out, being counter-terrorists.
Is that Renegade?
I just want to
that's Hellfire.
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah.
That's another one of my top picks off the album.
That's a good one.
I think my top 5 out of here are Ma Mère Ennemie, Wasteland. Yeah, Wasteland, which is when Caitlyn's mom dies. Paint the Town Blue, which isn't Wasteland?
No.
Oh, so I wasn't thinking of Wasteland. I was thinking of the other one. Fuck, which one was it?
I can't hear it now.
Yes, that one. That's the one from when Caitlyn's mom dies. Wasteland is up there. Hellfire and Paint the Town Blue are probably my top 5.
No, Wasteland hits different.
I do be liking Royal and the Serpent.
Yeah, good choices. Good choices.
Speaking of random characters, I am sad that knockoff Braum did not get more screen time.
Dude, Loris gets my boy.
Loris definitely was like actually a standout. Him and Smeech are my other than R.I.P. to the Donger. Point one up for him.
True.
Actually my saddest character deaths. Actually, if I have to, okay, we're gonna separate, because that's another big thing. Obviously, we've talked about spoilers already, but like in season 1 of Arcane, no champions from the actual game died, which was pretty like obvious it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And admittedly in season 1, it does take some tension out of some scenes, especially in one of the final scenes where it's Jinx, Caitlyn, Vi, and Silco sitting at a table and guns are being pointed around. I'm like, I wonder which one of these characters are gonna die. I wonder which character's not making it to the already confirmed season 2.
Wink, wink.
But in season 2, they were like, bro, fucking your favorite character's been fucking Heimerdinger. You've been playing him for a fucking decade. Bah!
Bow, bow. I heard in season 2, they got both the show writers from Attack on Titan and Game of Thrones to help fucking direct the character deaths.
Shit.
And they all decided Heimerdinger needed to go.
Did you miss the part? The very first fucking scene, right before it even cuts to Caitlyn's mom dying, Sean Bean just dies on screen. I can't believe you didn't see that.
No, Sean Bean.
You see, like he's one of the skeletons. He's one of the skeletons in the room where the Jinx rocket went off. He's just fucking obliterated on the floor.
I won't lie. This is a complete different tangent, so we can cut this. But in the movie The Martian, excuse me, Sean Bean's just a random fucking dude in it, and the entire time I'm wondering how they're gonna kill him. I'm just like, bro, how's fucking? He's just like who works at NASA, and I'm like, is he gonna be like an engineer that like?
Nah, of course
they're trying to figure out.
Nah, when the rocket finally comes back, it's gonna like land on him somehow.
No, right before the movie ends, they do like a 40-year time skip, and he just dies of old age.
They do an actual time skip. He gets a time skip, and he gets fired from NASA.
Maybe he's already dead at that point.
No, I think he's
true.
No. They do the Ferris Bueller's Day Off thing at the end, or not? Goddamn, I say Ferris Bueller. The Breakfast Club thing at the end. Where they're like, "Where are they now?" And they're just like, "He's dead." That's it.
Yeah, he's dead. But going back to the Heimerdinger death, I will say the song that he sings before, like I went back and I looked at the lyrics. It really does like tie it all together with why the decision of Heimerdinger made to go do that. Because essentially the whole lyrics of the song that he's singing is like, hey, I've had a good time. Like I've done everything I want to do. Like I need to see my friends go on now. Let the wheel turn, aka let the next generation kind of take over. Which I thought that was a cute little like Donger just being like, hey man, I'm probably gonna be dying soon because I've done everything I need to do. And like I think me and Josh talking about it after a while after, but it's like he'd already been in this universe for a couple of years, so he's probably kind of already accepted the fact that his life in the previous dimension is gone. Like he's had to learn how to accept to just live with it.
I mean, and if nothing else, he like even had like maybe a little like vacation-y time where he didn't have to be councilman or anything like that. And he was able to live in this world where it was just chill and just fucking.
You just got to be the Donger and vibe out. Play some fucking harmonica and some guitar. And
I will say,
chill.
The lyrics could have been a little better with this song if he had thrown something about it being an American classic into the lyrics. But you know, whatever.
This is true.
Yeah, it would have been better if the song mentioned the war in Palestine as well.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Back to the world that I'm in.
Ooh.
Sorry. Jesus.
Anyways.
I think it could have really dragged back if it meant me back to the real world if it mentioned something about the IRA.
I will say all in all,
the American classics. Come pay your taxes. I get it.
Bro, I don't want to. Yoshi's in the corner not paying his taxes, yet I have to, bro. Fuck. Anyway.
I will say that I think the show could have used another episode or something else just to drag the pacing out a bit. I felt like it was a bit rushed at the end. It doesn't take away from the enjoyment I had of the show, but I do think it could have used a little bit more time to go through some of the things that they kind of left to be off screen and just kind of let the viewer kind of figure out what had happened. But I'm still gonna rate this shit 10 out of 10. I'm getting a tattoo for it at some point. I'm hype. I heckin' love Arcane.
I think it, like I said, in the very first reactions, I was like, bitch, that was it in the end. But then, after watching it again, I'm like, you know what, that was okay.
Well, I think it's because this show does something a lot of other shows don't do, where they don't go through and go every single itty bitty character gets fully closed up. They're going to have a whole nother season for this guy to throw out his garbage, basically, like this small little itty bitty bit that everyone seems to do. With I don't watch a lot of TV shows, so feel free to roast me in the comments, because you can be like blah blah blah. Music and TV basically the same, but like from a few things I've watched where it's like they have to go through and they close everything out. I'm like, yeah, like leave a little bit of like, that was cool. I wonder what could happen. So I would just
leave a little bit of open ended.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
I do like me an open ended movie and or TV show.
Yes, he does. Talk about that in the future.
Some things can be definitely left open ended. Like my only reason when we first watched it was they had said that they only wanted to do 2 seasons of Arcane, and when people were like, "Oh, you mean 2 seasons like of just in this area and then go other places?" And originally, I think they were like, I don't know. I think they were just waiting to see the reaction to this, and they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we have 3 new shows coming out later." So,
yeah.
After the fact, I was like, okay, well, there's gonna be more stuff.
Yeah, because like the world still exists. They're probably still gonna reference. Like, I could very much see the next story being a Noxus Demacia story, and then there's a lot of references that can be made back because there's some stuff teased at the end there of other Noxus characters.
3 areas confirmed are Noxus, Ionia, and is it Demacia?
Yeah, it's Demacia.
Yeah. No, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I would assume it's going to be the Ionian invasion, because in game, like Singed is a huge part of that because he makes all their chem weapons for them for their siege. So I could kind of see that being like a good segue, but it depends on like where we are in the timeline, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck happened.
I think no. I think what a lot of people have been like theorizing, I think exactly what happened is straight up just Singed has already done that. Like it's just not talked about. I think because the thing is a lot of the Noxian invasion of Ionia has to have happened. Well, I guess it doesn't have to happen because they're changing the lore all the time. But like for a lot of, like, you see Mel's mom invading an Ionian place in her flashbacks to Mel being a kid.
I'm guessing here's what here's my guess. It's probably going to be something along the lines of Singed was doing all this fucking stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then his daughter got injured or got sick or whatever. And he was like, whoa, I got to help her. And then he stopped doing that and he fucking retreated to Zon. Yeah. And then that's where the story starts.
Well, yeah,
that's my guess as to how that fucking lines up.
What a lot of people have said is like, that's probably why he was like kicked out, like without a record of like the Piltover Academy. Was the Piltover Academy was like, hey bro, we saw your shipping manifests. Why are you shipping chemicals to Noxus? And he's like, oh.
Does Noxus really need 50 containers of anthrax?
Wait, Noxus, bro? I thought that shit Doxus. I was trying to bring it to the dogs.
I was trying to make some Noxus gas, bro. I didn't mean to send it to them.
I'm really excited for the Ionia one.
But can you also send that other container too?
I'm really excited for the Ionia season. That'll be a good one. I think the Noxus one might just be, I'm hoping the Noxus one is just more of a continuation of what we saw at the end of Arcane with Swain coming into the show and like the whole battle between, it could even be the whole thing about like LeBlanc trying to stop people from bringing back Mordekaiser and stuff like that storyline could go off. Because it's not, I don't know if it's actually confirmed that the character Mel is facing is LeBlanc, but like that was LeBlanc.
It's not bro. Confirmed. It's the bro. Like they all the like whenever she was like changing into different clones of people, she still has those same lines that LeBlanc has under her.
And also like, and then the other thing is she's using her ethereal chains to keep everyone in place. Like that's literally her ability.
Yeah, it's very, I think
it's 99.9% LeBlanc, or if it's not, it's going to be some like that was actually like
1%
LeBlanc's
chance
apprentice who does the same thing. But
1% chance
LeBlanc for
it's
real
Smeech.
now. That's true. Could be Smeech.
Could be. He's back.
I mean,
Technically, it could be Ditto. It could be Ditto from Pokemon. You know?
No. That one episode, he couldn't change his eyes, so there's no way it could be it. Except
Or,
that's
what
only
if it
that
was
one
Kirby
specific Ditto, and every Ditto
Kirby
can change
sucked off
it.
LeBlanc.
Imagine-
Kirby sucked off LeBlanc and then became.
Oh shit! Can you see that episode?
Imagine a big reveal. It's like the back of LeBlanc. Like it's clearly LeBlanc. And it turns and it's just a Ditto face. What was I gonna? Shit.
That was the crossover we've been waiting for, boys.
That's another thing that's kind of interesting about Yordles as well, though. Like talk about Smeech and Heimerdinger. Damn, the two of the Yordles died, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, fuck the Yordles. One of them's Teemo. They can all die.
Shit, you right. It's like I know in old lores, like the Yordles are like literally like they're immortal, and to the point of like they're immortal, and when they die, they just show up back in Bandle City, just like, whoo, that was a toughie. Anyways, and I don't know if like that lore's changed. It probably has, obviously, because
I mean, Smeech could have just been teleported back to Bandle City. You don't know.
But well, Smeech is the one that I'm like, oh, that guy's dead. Like his blood and like it wasn't even blood. It was just.
Well, I mean, if you're saying they're immortal and when they die they come back, I don't think it matters how they die. They'll still come back to Bandle City.
Well, but that's the thing is that's like old lore. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Old lore is like getting changed and like moving around.
But the possibility is there that Smeech is just back in Bandle City looking for some shimmer. Like, you guys don't have shimmer here, bro? What the fuck?
Well, what I think is
like Bandle's shitty. This place sucks.
I think actually though, one of the other parts of the lore though is like the more like removed you are from Bandle City, I think the harder it is. I think that's why someone like Kled literally doesn't even know what the fuck Bandle City is, I think, anymore. Which is also why, like, sadly, I mean, Smeech might just be fucking he
too
might
far
be
gone.
And I think the homie Donger might be too far gone too, because I think he just sees Piltover more as like
That's his home.
I don't know how though, what the laws are. What I will say is like when the Dongers goes out with his and whatnot, it's kind of like a blast of light, and it's not really like there's no like show of him being dead exactly.
It is the classic
like phase. I'm pretty sure he literally phases out of existence. Like he's holding the thing, and the flash of light goes, and then he's just gone.
But yeah, exactly. It's the classic. If there's not a body, I don't know if they're dead. If it's a background character, they're dead. But if it's a real character, I don't know.
He literally, it looks like I'm pretty sure it looks like he's like disintegrated or like evaporated in that scene.
Technically, Timer dies twice because they find out once during the time machine part where it goes like 4 seconds. He's like, no, but what about more? He's like, no. Look at it. Looks like
that one. Yeah,
4 seconds for you, buddy.
He got the pieces of Heimerdinger on his face. He's like, yeah, no, we can't go any further than 4 seconds, guys. No reason.
I'm just guessing.
That shit went hard.
Dude, yeah, dude, talk about the music a bit. Let's go to the animation. Dude, the animation is fucking phenomenal.
Riot has really like pinned down their art style, and it's so unique, and it's so their own, and it's so fucking good, dude.
Fortiche. Look at that guy's hat. That guy fucking knows your hat, right? Isn't that what your hat says? Fortiche? No.
What the fuck are you talking about, dog?
This is Toronto.
Oh, it says Toronto?
It says Toronto.
I fucking couldn't read it.
So you just thought it said Fortiche, bro?
What?
Are you good, dog? Hey, bro, is that a Da Vinci chair behind you? That's what it says on it, right? Da Vinci?
Yo, did Da Vinci make that chair?
Da Vinci make that chair?
Yeah, your Fortiche hat, bro. Anywho, he's a fucking fan. He knows all about it.
I don't even know who are we talking about?
That's the animation company, the one you're saying that's Riot constantly.
Obviously I don't know. Why
You keep saying it's Riot. It's not. It's Fortiche. It's the company that is in France.
All right,
that
all right,
animates
all right,
well,
all of Riot.
no.
League of Legends.
Fortiche may be the company doing it, but Riot is definitely the one guiding the art style because it's the same art style they use for all of their stuff.
So Fortiche used to be just like a small company in fucking France. I think they're still in France, but a lot of Arcane's $250 million budget went into.
Oh, your mic is completely cut out, sir.
Oh, shit, really?
Not for me.
It's like cutting out. Oh, okay. Well, not cutting out for me. Damn it. A lot of that.
My headset died.
Yeah, it was flashing like for quite a while. I wasn't sure if that meant.
Yeah,
that's fine. We'll cut that part out. We'll cut out any weird shit people just said like 2 minutes ago. All that's just gonna get cut, and we'll just continue on.
Hey, my headset died.
All right, we back? We good?
Yeah.
All right.
Speech. So you're talking about him, I think.
No, we're talking about Fortiche, the company that helped do a lot of the animation, or basically did all the animation. Basically, Riot put a lot of money into that company. I think they actually own a lot of the company now.
At this point, probably.
To basically help make Arcane. It is essentially like, part
but
of.
Also, like I said, it is Riot's art style that Fortiche is the one executing it, but it is Riot's art style that they're executing. So I will still claim it as Riot's. But they bigged it, man. Like it looks so good.
No, I will be giving the credit to the artist. Fuck Riot.
I mean, no, you can't you can't do that. Because it's not that it's Riot who created the you still give credit. I'm giving credit to the artist for executing it, but it's Riot who created the idea. And the one who's driving the art style.
I don't think so.
That's not how that works.
What?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that company was the one that did that.
The animation studio has their art style. Riot comes to the animation studio and says, here's our ideas. We want it in your art style.
I mean, I'm pretty sure throughout all the cinematics and stuff Riot's put out, they've been slowly going over to this art style, which I don't think they were using Fortiche the entire time. It's the same art style they use in the game as well, and in-game cinematics and all that stuff. Fortiche definitely has a play on it, but Riot is also the one creating the art style for the game that they're producing. It's the concept of if I go to an artist with an idea, and I have the directions that I want on it, you still have someone who's doing the art, but it's not 100% the animation studio that's going to get the credit for it. The producers and the directors and stuff are also going to get their credits for it. I do think it was a lot of Riot's decision making on how they want their art style to look, and they probably went to a studio that has a similar art style to what they wanted, and they definitely had a guiding hand throughout the process of how they wanted it to look. Fortiche did an amazing job, executing it, and it looks beautiful. But I do think Riot was a driving force on what the art style was going to look like.
So again, you're saying all these cinematics and stuff they've been releasing over the years has been looking more like Fortiche stuff, right? That's because Fortiche has been the ones making them.
Yeah, but but Riot is still the one deciding what they would like it to look like. Because if Fortiche, they could have gone in different directions with Fortiche as well, and it may not have looked the same way based on what the decisions Riot's making. Because they still have final control on what they want it to look like.
The one thing I'll throw in here is Gorillaz, Gorillaz, has been around since '98. Yeah, so pretty much since Fortiche has been around, they were making their stuff originally, and I think it looks like, from what I can deduce, someone at Riot probably liked how their art looks and with some of their old videos, and then Riot was like, here's a bunch of money, make these videos, cool, thanks, bye. And then make sure they're bangers, because if they're not bangers, I'm gonna throw you into the ocean.
I don't think Riot.
I don't think make Gorillaz videos. They only made one Gorillaz video starting in 2012.
But also, I don't think it'd be a scenario of Riot just being like, hey, you did good work once, here's the money, I'm never gonna give you any pointers or any decisions on our end, you just do it yourself. Riot, you have to give Riot credit on as well as the creation of this art style. It is done by Fortiche, and they're the ones who are executing it, and they probably also had influence on it, but Riot Games is still the one deciding what they want it to look like. It's their show. It's on their game. They're doing a big part too. I think it's worth giving credit to Riot Games for that as well. I'm not taking anything away from Fortiche and what they did with it and their influence as well. I just don't think you can fully place it on one or the other. It's a joint effort.
Because they've okay, so yeah, it looks like they started in 2013 with Rito.
I mean, I don't think all I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is that shit looks good, dog. That's all I was trying to say, man. I like it. I like the 2D blend with 3D and the vibrant popping colors and all that stuff. Like, it's a very unique art style that is standalone to Arcane and all the stuff that Riot is doing, which I like it.
Yeah, pretty colors, right,
yeah,
Josh?
No, they do a good job blending the multiple styles together. They have the 3D animation. They like throwing the effects in from some 2D things. They do a lot of actual just painting to do the art inside of it, which is really fucking unique. They blend a bunch of different styles together. They did a lot more noticeable in this season too, like especially in fights and stuff. They were or the music video parts, which most episodes they have something like that. They do a lot of different styles within those as well. It was very unique.
It's very well done.
Super
it's
well
very
done.
Well done. Yeah.
It's very smooth too. It's one of the few CG types of things that doesn't feel jerky as well. It's actually they got a good frame rate the whole time, and you're noticing it's just like buttery smooth.
I will, and like it's like
frame rate time.
It's like it's the better version of Demon Slayer, where Demon Slayer is really popular because it looks really good, but like the story itself's kind of mid. Arcane's animation looks really good, and the story fucking rocks. So it's like the best of both worlds. Like, I would watch that. Honestly, I probably would have watched Arcane if the show was shit, just because it looked really good. Like, it's fucking beautiful. Like, it's one of those shows where, like, the majority of the time, if you pause the show on a frame, like, the frame itself is beautiful. Like, you have a lot of shows, especially like animated and stuff like that, where like they just use kind of like base images, and it's like, if you really look at the scene that's going on, it's like they're animating the mouth of one character and everything else kind of looks like shit. Like, this one, every single freeze frame is like, it's beautiful.
No, and because of how it compared to like just normal like anime and stuff like that, just all the micro expressions they can fucking put into people as they're just talking and speaking, and just like you can see little hints of how they're feeling about things that you just couldn't do in other kinds of media, or it's just companies won't do it because they just don't care to put that much effort in. It's so well done.
Well, they spent how much? They spent, I think season 2 of Arcane is officially like the most expensive animated show ever created for one season. If I saw it somewhere, I don't know.
It's very really close.
That's right.
Yeah, but if you compare it to a movie, an animated movie, they are about the same, if not more expensive than it, and have way less runtime and aren't as good. So they got way more bang for their buck with how they did.
I mean, they spent season 2 they spent $250 million on season 2 alone, which is more than a lot of than some movies will put these days.
250 is like all of Arcane.
Yeah.
It's really? It's the entirety. I think I had that specifically season 2.
No, it's the entirety of Arcane is for that amount.
Yeah.
And then if it is 250 for the whole 9 yards, then that means they spent the same amount as The Lion King, which apparently is the second most expensive animated film ever made, besides Tangled, which only is 10 million more. I say only 10 million, but yeah.
They put a lot of fucking money into the show, and it shows. Like it shows the money. You can see that the money was put in there.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Like, I think they did justice to the League of Legends world and like faithfully recreating the stories. And they did it. I think they did an amazing job on being able to make it a show that can be watched by people who have never played the game, and they can get the same, if not sometimes more, enjoyment out of the show than people who have watched the game. Like, it's hard to cross that boundary to make both people who are not anywhere involved with like the media and the game, and the people who know all of it, to have them both equally be happy with the show. Like, it's hard to do that.
It's crazy because
they somehow found the line for it.
It's crazy because they did such a good job at it that people that haven't played League and the people that have played League that don't want to play it anymore have been wanting to go back and play the game just because of how good the show was. Yeah. They're like, damn, this is a good advertisement. And then you play
they even try to tell you.
Maybe not.
They even try to warn you, because essentially when Echo goes back into the different dimension, that's also the dimension that all League players would have been at if they'd never played the game.
Yeah. They do say that.
And yet we still come back. You know why? Because that new Arcane Prestige Commander Caitlyn skin looks fucking sick.
And because of Smeech. He's in TFT.
Smeech is in TFT.
Yeah.
There is the God, what's his name? I think his name is Penguins or whatever. He's white dude, really
Charlie,
long black
Moist
hair, used to
Critical.
play.
Charlie? You mean Moist Critical? Charlie?
I don't know. I saw it as a
that's
thing,
good.
but like I was like, I know that you're
Yeah.
some big streamer guy who used to do a lot of League, and apparently he made a video where he said
Did
he
he
was
play
going to
League?
come back to League.
He used to play a lot of League. He literally relapsed. He released a video today. My man Charlie's going. My man Charlie's going through it. A fucking like a year ago, I think him and his girlfriend broke up. He fucking immediately got back into fucking playing Magic the Gathering, drinking. He started playing Warhammer 40k, and now he's playing League of Legends again.
And just
My
think,
man's
and just think
fucking
about it.
going through it.
That was last year too. No, was it 3 years ago? He lost to me one time in multiverses.
Oh
Like that
my
was really the
God.
beginning of the downfall. I'm just saying, man. That's what started everything. Charlie. I'm sorry. I take it back. I know you were playing Shaggy and I was playing Wonder Woman, but it had to be done. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, he'll never shut up about this ever.
No, I won't. Dude. It was one of the happiest moments. It was fucking cool.
I mean, it's like there was one time, I think it was like season 1 or season 2, but like one of my buddies like got put into like a random normal that like Core JJ was in apparently, and he was
That's
like
fucking cool.
flipping the fuck out. He's like, "This is my crown moment of gaming." I was like, "You're laying against him. You're gonna lose. Your crown moment is you getting your shit stomped," and that's exactly what happened.
Hey, at least I won. I won mine.
But he didn't win his. It was not even close. They got absolutely murdered. He was like, "I'm going to try to learn Vladimir or something," and it was just a absolute massacre. It was hilarious. I was like, "Hey, you're about to die again."
But yeah, it's gotten people to want to play League. So,
Which is crazy because the game's dog shit.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, then there's
Have
like
I been playing it since 2009? Maybe.
Have I spent thousands of dollars on digital skins? Maybe.
No way. Totally not me.
no one can know. Just tell. Literally no website you can look that up on. Yeah, just like the generic story of Arcane was just fucking amazing. Like the whole way through, they did a good job at staying close to the lore, but changing things that they need to, and it still feels like it's not just fucking half-assing it. The second season a little less so. They definitely did a little more liberties in the second season, changing things up. And it's people that are very invested in the lore could be really upset with it. I don't know. Some people aren't, but some are. It's a little polarizing. Some people like it, some don't.
It's like I've said. Oh, sorry, no, you
but
finish your point.
I don't know. I think it's still a very good story. I think it's this thing where you said it's good for both people that have played League and haven't. I think the people that haven't actually would enjoy Arcane more, honestly, because they don't have something to compare it to, and they're just like, this is it on its own. It's a self-isolated thing. Oh wow, this is fucking sick. They might miss a point or two, but besides that,
there's not much.
Here, you go, Cal.
I was gonna. There's not. I understand you're comparing it to the old lore, but it's not like there's something else to come. Like this is the first real like long form League of Legends thing, so there's not like other things we're comparing it to. And like yes, the lore has changed, but this isn't the first time the lore has changed in League. Like this is like the second or third evolution of the lore, so it's not like it's the first time it's been changed.
Second major one. Second time that Riot has come out and said this is canon now. The first one being when they moved from the idea of summoners being like summoners to then being just this is our world.
Yeah.
I will say I do miss the I am a summoner lore purist. I miss the old summoner lore just because the idea of it was like kind of cool, and it also like made it was an interesting idea of the sense of like it gave reasons for some characters of why they wanted to be in the League of Legends, and why some other characters were like, "Oh, I'm here to fight, literally fight for my fucking country."
I saw your fucking camera
bandage up on my
earthquaking.
desk. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
He already saw it going out of focus. He was like, maybe.
Yo, Bandit was like, bro, I fucking love. He's trying to get to the mic. I love the fucking summoner lore too, man.
I like
the real one. I like the real one. But
I do feel like the new lore allows for more interesting stories and just like, hey, we all just summoned here to fight. I know we all have our backstories, but it's just like we're here to fight now.
Again, there was like other backstory there. It was the idea of like I think one of the main reasons that Noxus had to stop invading Ionia was because Ionia beat them in a game of League of Legends. Essentially, they won the right for Noxus to stop. That's actually why the old cooldown boots. Used to be called like Ionian boots of.
I mean, they're still called them that
For now.
Are they?
Not
yeah, they're still called
this
Ionian
next
boots in the
season.
city.
This next season, they're gonna have some weird ass other name where they're called the Noxian Ionian boots or something like that.
The Noxus is fucking colonizing
Taking it back.
Oh my God,
so it's weird. It's weird because they
no.
Because this is old. Like, God, I think this might be like pre-season season 1 lore when they used to have the news articles that they released every Tuesday.
That was up until like season 2 or 3. They went for a while.
But
that was also when you had a thing you could go on to yourself called the Champions Tribunal, where you would actually be the people reviewing cases who got reported, and you could see the chat logs.
Bring it back.
Decide it.
Bring it back.
It was cool. No, they had like a weekly lore update newsletter where they gave little stories of everything.
Yeah, because
they've yeah, sorry, go, Lucas.
I'll say from what I can remember, the old lore was, and there's like the whole thing is like all arbitration was deemed by summoners who were strong enough to basically fuck up a country. So like all arbitration happens on the field now, and then this is how we're determining everything or whatever. And then there was like the whole Ionia Noxus fight where I think it was the first time Noxus won. And then because the community outside of the game was like, no, Ionia should have won it. They cheated. Noxus cheats. Then they were like found cheating on the field, and then they redid it all or whatever.
No, there was like it was literally like they literally got 10 players from the community to play like a game of League of Legends, and Ionia won. I don't think there was a first one. Ionia just won the game.
They were just like, haha, we got these players to decide on a lore thing, and actually had them play.
Yeah. My happiness, like I like the updated because I think in like the original lore, like characters like Shaco, they're just like he's just kind of like a fucking crazy murderer who's here, and now we can control him. And then, but that was his lore. He just likes killing people.
I mean, my old favorite one. Wait, was it Shaco or yeah, that was Shaco. Shaco literally was locked in a tower in the summoners like arena or whatever.
And because like, he just like killing people.
And then Nocturne was another one of just like we somehow captured this fucking. I think
this ethereal shadow.
I think actually it was Rise that did it. I think one of the old cinematic shows Rise capturing Nocturne in a fight and is.
But
like, bitch.
My big opinion on this whole lore change is it's gonna be the same cycle of what happens every time the lore gets changed. People are probably gonna be pissed about it for like a year, and then no one's gonna care anymore because it's just gonna become normal again.
Yeah, it's
like
gonna
it's
be the
just
same
what
as
it is.
like it's gonna be the same as like comic book movies and shit like that. Oh, you didn't do it exactly the same as all these fucking comics. How dare you? But then most like the general public that didn't do that stuff are gonna be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, even I think the majority
as long as it's well done, I don't care.
The league, like even the hardcore league fans, like eventually it just becomes the normal lore again, and it's just like okay, it's the new lore. I've accepted it. So, like as long as it's done tastefully and like with this show, it was done artfully and like there's reasoning behind all of the changes. It's not just like we changed it because we wanted it to look different. It's like no, there's like reasons on why certain things were changed in the lore to fit the story and why characters look different. Like there's a reason behind all of it. It's not just arbitrary changing to change, which is I think what makes people more angry is if you're just changing it to get something new to create a new skin line or whatever. But it's like, there's a reason within the story of why all these things are changed. So it makes me care less about it being changed because there's reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Get that?
There's also other bit of old lore I remembered. All the minions were actually criminals, and then the criminals just fought each other. And they weren't actually just like little, spectral minions that were summoned automatically from the Nexus. They were actually just like.
Are you sure you're not looking at the 40k lore?
Nope. I think that was like it was originally going to be, and I think they took that out. I think that was like the first thing that they changed in the lore, if I can remember correctly. Is like they were like, oh yeah, maybe like when people actually read the news articles, they discover that there's a little bit of messed up lore in here.
And also the original strongest entity in all of League of Legends, the Purple Caster minion. The strongest entity.
Yeah.
Bring my boy Vilema back.
Dude, bring my boy Black and Green buff back.
I miss Vama.
I miss Black and Green buff. I think what was it? Black buff gave you attack speed, or move speed, and Green buff gave you attack speed, I think, is what it was. I don't remember. That was like super old Twisted Tree line.
Yeah.
I don't think I was playing when. The really old.
I guess what were your guys' specific opinions? We'll go back to Arcane. We're getting a little sidetracked, guys. What were your guys' specific opinions on like how you think the story overall went? Because like I liked it a lot. I think, like I said, the first one seemed like it followed pretty well with the original lore. The second one broke off. They definitely had some weird decisions. They changed how, mainly it's just how characters looked and stuff like that, especially when they did the Victor appearance change and the Warwick change. Both those were a little odd with their choices on how they made them look later on, but I was still fine with it. Like it made sense with how the show was progressing, and it seemed like it was good to go. I think they had some really powerful moments throughout the show. They do such a good job at getting you to enjoy these characters, and then they just fucking rip them away with some tragic, traumatic fucking death that happens with them. And they kept doing that over and over again throughout the show, and it's just you don't watch the show to be happy, but you watch the show to be satisfied.
There's even a part where it was like a really beautiful. I think someone posted somewhere. It was called like a story told in 2 frames, and it was Echo and Powder sitting on that like whatever, like they're sitting out looking over the city, and then it cuts to Echo sitting there by himself, and it's just it was very poignant of like it's the same thing, but it's the different realities. And in one, he's with Powder and he's happy, and then in the other one he comes back and he's just all alone, longing for that feeling that he had over in the other dimension, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, sort of in that scene, a little bit later, the one where they had Powder trying to end it all multiple times at the beginning of the 9th episode, and him having to do the time flashback shit, or the pulling his thing to go back.
Jinx was the one trying to.
Oh yeah, sorry, I said the wrong name. Yeah, Jinx trying to do that, and Echo came in to try to save the day, and he had to keep rewinding time. That shit was so fucking sad.
Yeah,
over and over again. That's similar to, speaking of lore, that's similar to like one of his stories where he kept going back in time like every 4 seconds just to like have a few more seconds with one of his family members in the original lore on that. So they did a good job like implementing that sort of thing into the show itself. Well, there were some really fucking tough scenes.
There was a conversation, I think Riot August was talking about it, because they were like, there's a lot of like conversations that happen with characters when they're being designed and made that people like, it's just stuff that's never going to get mentioned in a lore thing or ever mentioned because it's like, in the game. But he was saying like, yeah, internally at Riot, everyone agreed. Riot Echo's a character that would rewind conversations just so he could win in a conversation. Like, just so he could be like,
he's literally save scumming.
Yeah, he's literally save scumming the fucking every conversation, and that's just something. And now, admittedly, that was a more like kind of mischievous, like fucking like fuck the Pilties Echo, whereas
fuck the what? Fuck those people. He went back inside. Fuck who? I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
But in this, obviously, it's more so he's had to lead this group of people for years, trying to like escape Silco and his hit woman Jinx, the terrorist. But then he saves the terrorist in the end. How poetic.
So also thinking on it, and I think he's the only person who's technically in the world, because does Jace and Victor disappear? Timer's gone, so he's the only one who knows how to make hex tech going forward.
Oh, I don't know if he knows how to make hex tech. He knows how to implement hex tech.
I think
he never made it because he had to take hex tech he had to find the shards on the ground. Like he doesn't know how to make it himself. He just knows how to implement it once it's already made.
They said,
I believe
they had Necrit sat with one of the writers of the show afterwards, and they kind of talked about plot points that people didn't like, and apparently they said there's still going to be means of hex tech in the future being made. They didn't say specifically who's going to do it or how it's going to happen, but they said it's not going to be gone completely.
I was going to say, just because Jace and Victor are going off on a cosmic adventure to go find a soul, doesn't mean that all their books, their journal. I mean, Jinx found Jace's journal and just was like, "Oh, I kind of understand what's going on here," and then made her rocket launcher. Yeah. So like, much smarter and saner people could look at all there's like fucking hundreds of like
Jinx, yes,
diagrams and
yeah.
My favorite
they
sane
have a
person,
whole
Jinx.
science institute, which is being powered and funded by Hextech. So maybe the other people who work at that probably understand how Hextech works.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's still able to be made in the future, but which is sad because if you think about it, the only way that Piltover can be peaceful is without Hextech, according to the other dimension.
yeah, technically. Yes.
Also-
Well, I mean, that was the major difference between the two dimensions was that.
No,
Hextech
it was the
made.
fact that Vi died.
No, it was the fact that Hextech was never made because Vi died. Vi died in order so they saw Hextech was dangerous, therefore they didn't make Hextech.
and it's all Violet's fault.
Actually, technically, it's Powder's fault.
True.
Both times. It's always your fault.
That's always Powder's fault.
Did you do it?
No,
One
his fault it
line from
wasn't.
the
Fucking Smeech. He did nothing wrong.
True.
one line from the show. One line from the show that I really liked was when Powder and Echo were when it's like he's first trying to get over it, and he says the line like, "I just feel like that's who you're really supposed to be." When he's talking about Jinx, like that line fucking hits when he's trying to get over that this Powder isn't the same Jinx as before. I really like that line in the show.
I mean, but that line's not fair to the idea of like it's like I feel like this is how you're supposed to be, but it's like, damn bitch, I've been living my life this entire time. This ain't the world. Like, because that is one of the weird things about the way that it's like Echo's like brain essentially gets put into a different Echo.
Yeah.
Like it is like a alternate universe, which is weird given I think Jace doesn't get sent into an alternate universe. I think he just gets sent into
He gets sent to the future of his universe.
No. I think he gets sent to an alternate universe, but that's an alternate universe where they failed.
Or I think it's one of those ones where he gets sent to an alternate universe, but the alternate universe is it's one where everything that's already going to happen in this universe has happened. Because it is exactly like when he loses the fight to Victor, he is in the exact same spot as he is in the alternate universe. So it's almost like he goes into an alternate universe that is like exactly the same, but it's just forward in time. And now Victor is here, and that like it's a super weird time cycle because like technically it's a different dimension, but it's also the future. But also that future is going to influence the past, which is it's super fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's basically the reason why they were able to win is because the difference was because Echo is actually able to come back in this version of the universe, which originally, when that happens, in theory, if it is that same universe, didn't happen, which is why Jace failed. But because Echo was able to come back and he threw the fucking anomaly at him with the time thing, that was able to break through. Well, no, because that was able to break through fucking Victor's like psyche or whatever. He had like that gap in his eye, so he was actually able to get the message, I guess, from Jace, which gave him the message from himself. It's a little confusing, but yeah. If Echo hadn't done that wouldn't have been able to happen.
Yeah, it's the mixture of old man Victor actually melding the arcane ruin into Jace so he has it on him at all times. And then Echo going back and like stopping Victor from fully assimilating Jace. Which is weird because Victor says, "Oh yeah, when I assimilate people, I immediately get all their memories." But he assimilated Jace and then did not have his memories for that split second. He had to have Echo come up, but that's besides the point.
Well,
I mean,
it seems like
a weird thing.
It seems like there was something where like he either like just chose to not remember things or something like that. Because like the whole part where like he loses Sky, like in theory, like if he had her memories and then like all of a sudden he like just didn't. So I don't know if he just didn't care about them anymore or if they just went away. But maybe that's similar to what would have happened to Jace there in that situation.
Yeah, but doesn't Sky dies way before he's even infused with Hex?
Yeah, no, but she died. Well, no, but she dies to the Hex core, so her memories are like infused with the core. That's why when he becomes like Robot Victor the first time, that's why he's able to talk with her or whatever.
Yeah,
but then something happens when they do the final like ascension where he gets combined with Warwick, where he loses her. So it's either something in that process makes you lose some of the memory. I don't know.
Well, it very much seemed like Sky was like you're off the path that I want now, and there's nothing more I can do to you because you've decided to go down this glorious evolution path. So like I'm leaving you. And that's kind of what it felt like to me of like, you're going on your own path now. You no longer need me anymore. Like I'm going to go.
That is one of the only things that I will say. That was one of the problems I had with it is like, there's no showing of her having these thoughts until the very end where she's like, you won't miss me actually. And Victor's like,
yeah, I agree. That's part of the a little rushed part. There's like that's one of those ones that could have been like another episode or two could have helped.
I mean, yeah. I think you can infer the fact that she probably wouldn't be for assimilating every human into a Hextech machine from how she was when she was alive. Like I think it's pretty obvious that her character motivations would not be going towards assimilating all the other humans to being a singular mind in the glorious evolution. Because even when she starts going crazy, like I think she gives like there's a couple moments where you get like looks from her of like you can see the doubt kind of creeping in or whatever.
I don't remember, but I'll take your word for it.
I think it's as Victor begins to degrade in season 1. She's like, "Hey, it's okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay," and then she gets nommed by the Rubik's Cube of Death. Because that's effectively what it becomes. It's not really a Rubik's Cube. I don't know what the fuck.
A Rubik's Sphere.
Yeah. I don't know if it's sphere. It's kind of got like pointy bits.
It's the Rubik's blob.
Yeah. Speaking of blobs, my boy Zach isn't in here. Perfect opportunity.
Yeah, I mean they can't have every champion in the game in the show.
Yeah,
or else it would feel like that moment in all of the fucking super movies where like,
yeah.
You guys see this fucking guy? Hey, you guys see this fucking guy?
Yeah, they only
they're here. Hey, we did it. We brought them all here.
They did it with Urgot for like literally like a 40-second fight scene or whatever when they like fight Urgot in season 1.
No. That's not. That's a cinematic. Urgot. That's not in Arcane.
Yes,
that was cinematic. It was. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, but that was not in Arcane.
I don't remember seeing Urgot in Arcane.
There you go. From season 2020.
I think it's 2022.
Wait.
2022.
No, 2020. You know what? I'm gonna find it up. But
all I know is that she was not an Arcane.
Was it last year?
I thought there was the thing where is it a trailer? I don't know. I just remember seeing it at some point where it's like
it's part of one of the music videos.
One at all. It is 2022. Joshua, you are the winner.
Ignore the 2019 I threw out.
Can I be the loser? Can I be the loser?
Yeah, if you can be just this once.
Hell yeah. Confirmed. Now, Josh, you can never call me a loser again because you said I can be a loser just this once.
Wait, Joshua. Wait. I made a mistake. It might actually be. It might actually be fucking 2019.
Yeah. I say the call is the 2022 one.
It was 2020. That was the Warriors one. My apologies.
Yeah.
And in that one, I hated because her hair was like way too pink. It was like
literally unwatchable, man. Did you see how pink her hair was?
They actually used the wrong shade of pink. Fuck Riot,
yeah,
dude.
Straight up, yeah. It's like in her base skin, the normal kind of like maroonish kind of pink, and in this, it was like neon pink, like neon pink.
Damn. That's fucked up, Riot.
Art style.
How could you do that?
How dare you use the wrong shade of pink in my League of Legends cinematic?
Yeah, fuck off.
You know what? This probably wasn't Riot. According to Callum, this was Fortitia's doing. They fucked this up. How could they? Riot can't do anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So when it's bad, you blame Riot, but when it's good, you want to give praise to Fortitia. Interesting, sir.
Except this one wasn't made.
You're goddamn right.
Well, it was probably made by an animation studio, so it's their fault, not Riot's fault, according to your logic.
No, according to your logic, when they say Riot brings something to the fucking
animation. That's why I blamed Riot, didn't I? Because I have a following consistent logic throughout this.
Bennett, what do you think?
Riot gets my praise, and they also get my hate because they are the voice behind the majority of the decisions made in anything around League of Legends.
But they do just kind of speak with their wallet, with their dollars. They just kind of go, "Hi, we would like to do this thing. Here's a blank check. Make sure it gives us money."
I guarantee you that's not how they did Arcane. It's just like, hey, you guys can just make it.
Shush. If we're talking about fuck ups that Riot did, They used Heavy as the crown. They did like kind of like a remixed version, or whatever, at the end of the fucking first episode. Where the fuck was Faker? Why was he not in that? Why was he not one of the people on the Arcane squad? He fucking could have fucked him up.
Now I need to see an edit of the Arcane hit squad, and it's just T1 and Reckless.
And Reckless, baby.
No, Reckless is the one being hunted, bro, because he didn't. they're like, you didn't actually earn this crown.
No, because Reckless ran away with the trophy. That's what they're chasing after him for.
There's also I derped my lore. I forgot that Urgot is not actually a Zonite. He has technically nothing to do really with the Zonite. He's technically a Noxian executioner.
Yeah,
he's Noxian.
Yeah, he is from Noxian.
Yes, a Noxian who
was Maiden Zon.
And
but like
Zon.
Yeah, but it's still part of Zon's lore, regardless.
Yeah, he's probably related to Singe, but like I thought he was entirely a Zonite. That's why I was like, yeah, you are correct. It is like I definitely like. Just mixed animation styles. I don't see the difference in the hair, but like I'll take your word for it. I don't know.
I mean, that
I went right
by that logic, you're saying that's like saying Scion's not technically a Demacian. He's from Noxus, but he has Jarvan's fucking crown as his jaw. So I mean, like that's partially Demacian. Did you guys know that, by the way? His jaw is
realistically. One of the fun things that they can actually do coming up is actually reveal Urgot. Because Urgot's lore is he was once a powerful Noxian headsman. He was betrayed by Noxus, bound in chains, and sent to the Dredge, which is a prison mine deep beneath Zon. And he only escaped because there was a disaster that spread throughout the city. And now he is apparently like part of the criminal underworld of Zon.
Maybe they'll
okay.
I have a feeling because, you know, they're done with the Arcane stuff. They're not going to do really any Piltover's on stuff for a while. Maybe they'll reference it a little bit, but they're not really going to go into any details about stuff going on over there for a handful of shows after this. They might have characters from it, but they're not going to talk about like developing characters like that. Is my guess.
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe.
If we're going back to, well, it depends. If we're doing the Ionia thing, and supposedly the Ionia thing happens before whatever happened with Singe, we could be in the past, so we could get characters that eventually would show up.
I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna get we're gonna have Noxus in the past, and we're probably gonna get more Ambisa stuff about when she first betrayed the Black Rose. And like that kind of stuff, I think is going to be maybe hinted at. If they're actually going in the past, if they're going to go with this idea of potentially like that's the way it goes. But who knows? Nobody knows other than John Riot himself. Because
like there was a little like sploop I was reading, like watching, because it's like a mixture, but it was somebody that was basically going through like maybe it was Mbisa's whole thing is she was trying to like usurp LeBlanc as the leader of, I think it's Guile, because there's Might. What are the three? It's
Guile,
Might,
Vision, Might,
and Might. Yeah, so it's Darius, Swain, Unknown.
There's the principles
obviously
of
LeBlanc,
Noxus, by the way, for people.
Yeah, the principles of Noxus. Yeah. It's not the Triumvirate. It's some other Triumphrex or whatever.
Yeah, people were thinking that Mbisa was trying to make like a fourth one, which would be Sacrifice, but apparently that didn't happen. He died. She sacrificed herself.
And then she fucking sacrificed. Oh shit! Talk faster than me.
Maybe she just run it down, you know.
Yeah.
The way my last Mbisa played, you're right.
Hey! I went 6-3, brother. What are you talking about?
I know.
What the
you did.
Fuck?
This is completely different, off topic. But you did the classic thing that I like with my top laners is when you started losing, you weren't picking fights and you were actually coming to help, and just farmed.
I took a while before I lost my tower. Okay, I delayed it for as long as I could until I decided that I didn't want to hold it anymore.
Oh yeah.
Good shit.
Well,
we got anything else you guys want to talk about with Arcane? Any specific points that you really wanted to bring up?
I got one. I love my cat.
Yeah, don't worry. You got a close up. It's people that are watching the podcast have a nice close up that's going to be on there for a little bit.
The way his face is pressed against my face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
my only complaint with Arcane. Random Batman who is part of the hit squad never says a goddamn word.
Oh, Steb?
Who?
Scar.
Oh, Steb?
Oh, Scar? Wait, no, wait, which one is it? Wait, which one is it? Steb or Scar?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the.
I think it's Steb. I think Scar's. Just think Scar is accurate.
Yeah, that's
person.
Scar.
Man? No. The Enforcer, the Blue Man, the Fish Man.
That one?
He looks like a bat to me.
Oh, sure, that one.
Yeah, I think he's talking
Steb.
about
He's talking
Scar.
about
No, he's talking
no.
about Steb.
Steb.
Steb doesn't
Hold
look
on.
like Batman.
Put a
Hold on.
goddamn picture in the chat.
How does Steb look like a bat?
No, I'll put a picture on the screen here. You don't have to show. You don't have to send me anything. This is Steb right here.
This man right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't think he ever says anything.
That's not a bat.
I don't know.
Was he talking about Steb?
Looks like a Batman.
So wait, so Batman's in Arcane is what I'm hearing. Is that true?
How the fuck does this guy look like a bat to you?
That's Scar right there. That's the Batman.
That's why. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I was giving Lucas the benefit of the doubt of not being a fucking idiot. My bad. Bro, Steb's literally a fish. He's green, dog. I know you're colorblind, but shit.
Brother,
His ear
he's
shape is.
he's 100% like brown. Me.
Okay,
Like, he does not look green to me.
You know what? Okay, hear me out. You want to know what doesn't affect the colorblind? The fucking shape of his ears being fish ears.
I don't
and the-
know
and
many
the shape
fish
of his
have
face-
ears.
And
Yeah,
then
now I look at it.
How many bats do you know have ears like that, bro? You fucking.
I don't know. I just thought of him as Batman. Maybe it's because
How
he's
does he
doing
look
some
like a
vigilante
bat?
shit.
You're
Yeah,
actually you're
yeah,
smoking
bat
crack,
ears.
dog.
Yeah, those definitely look like bat ears, bro.
Regardless,
You
so
are
he-
right. The
what?
other one is definitely more Batman than this guy.
Yes, because that one's literally a bat and a man.
Anyways,
What-
so you didn't.
Bro,
look at the
Nami's
top?
my favorite bat champion. On God.
Okay, so at least in this one, because I think this is where I determined that he was Batman, is like the ear is not as noticeable
worse!
as it is another one.
That's literally worse. You get a full side profile of his fish ear.
And you even see like little. I think those are supposed to be gills on his fucking like side of his face.
Bro's got scales on his eyes, and you're like, that's a bat, dog.
honestly, I
For real
think you're
shit.
fucked up with your Nami opinion. I'd say Fizz is my favorite bat
I was
champion.
gonna say, Fizz is my favorite bat.
Nah,
champion.
you're right. I just like bat girls too much.
Mm.
It doesn't. It
You
doesn't
suck
help.
me, you know what I'm saying?
It doesn't help that under his eyes. I definitely thought those were feathers. Not gonna lie.
Okay, well,
100% those are feathers.
okay, my question is for you, Lucas. Do you know what a bat is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're just fucking dumb.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay.
That
Alright,
I
fair
need new
enough.
glasses.
Fair enough.
I think you need a new brain, dog.
You know, what? I think that was my favorite part of Arcane right there. Fucking hearing Steb be called a bat.
Bro, that's
Oh,
why he
no.
didn't talk. He thought
The reason-
someone
no, the
called him a
reason why
bat
it's-
once, and he was like, that doesn't deserve a response. And he
The
just didn't
reason
tell
why
him.
it's so bad is not only is this a fish character, there is literally a bat character in the show.
Yeah.
That it,
They definitely share a frame multiple times. I'm pretty sure. It's like
Totally,
the
yeah.
council meeting stuff for like wide panels. No.
no,
They have, like, the
he's,
big
he's
meeting
just
at the end?
nope. He's just in
Nope,
the end.
they are-
Because the fucking trenchies show up late after the meeting and they cross the bridge at the very end. And I'm pretty sure Loris and Steb are the ones who let across the bat guys, so they're on the screen together at the same time.
Loris is dead already at that point. I'm pretty sure. Oh,
No,
wait,
this is before the fight because they come in
It
right
was-
at the end after they cross the bridge late and they're like, "We're here to show up for the fight." Actually, because they weren't there at the beginning when they were doing the big meeting, they showed
Yeah,
up
it's-
afterwards. Because
it's
the whole thing is
the-
they were doing the meeting and they were showing that like Savika, they all like shook their head and walked away, and then they come back at the end and they cross
Well,
the bridge
Savika-
together because they're all trying to get their people
It
out.
doesn't come until Jinx shows up.
Yeah, but the other one, like Savika shakes her head and they all walk away, but then at night
They turn off the spotlights
Scar
as they're
and them
crossing the
come
bridge, and
across,
then after
yeah.
they turn off the spotlights, the rest of the zombie
Yeah, they show
come over.
up. So Steb and Scar were on screen together
I
at
don't
the same
think-
time.
I'm
and you
gonna
still
be
saw the
straight.
fish one was
I don't
that
think
was bad.
Scar was in that scene though. I think it was just that random girl that Jinx
No, Scar was
freed from prison.
Scar was 100% in
In that
that
one?
scene.
Steb was.
Scar
Yeah,
was
of course,
100% one of the ones crossing the bridge.
Okay. I'm not 100% on it. I just remember the
Because
other
I will
girl.
say, if Savika was not there, Scar is like the
Yes.
other big one, so he'd be the one leading them across.
Anywho, so you didn't like that he didn't talk. You didn't like.
Batman.
You didn't like that he didn't talk, huh?
Yeah, I really hate when my bats don't talk.
I will say, okay, you know what? Since we're on that topic, I will say there was a couple of those characters. It's mainly the Enforcer Squad where I thought they were gonna make a bigger deal in the show, and then they kind of were like, it was mainly him and Loris where they just kind of were there, and they even when they had their deaths, it was kind of like insignificant. And I thought Loris was gonna have like a bigger impact, and he just kind of had like implied impacts with Vi, but like didn't really do a whole lot.
I think again, where we've been always saying this, I think an extra episode would have shown. I think I think straight up, like Loris and Vi probably were supposed to have a much deeper connection of like
father-daughter type shit.
Not father-daughter, more so like Loris just kind of being like a
mentor.
Not even a mentor, but just a homie, like just an actual like someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Don't they have a scene where they like one of the people, Jinx or Vi, has a flashback and they think that Loris is Vander for like a nanosecond?
It's when fucking when Vi gets like
when Vi wakes up,
comes to beginning of the seventh episode. Yeah,
they could have used. For my opinion, on my brain, it's like one of those things where like, yes, they probably could have used more screen time, but like, would it have really made that much more of an impact on me for the grand story if I knew how close Loris and Vi were? It's implied, like I can understand it. I don't need it to be shown on screen necessarily.
And it is shown on screen, like what?
Yeah, it showed enough for you to imply it.
In episode 1, you know, fucking she's like venting to him about like how fucking annoying Caitlyn is offering her a job to be a cop, and he's just like, bro, I just want to eat my peanuts, but I'll listen to your drunk rambles. He helps Vi when defending the Piltover people against the Zonai attack, and then Vi and like people, like all the other enforcers are like, hey, this guy actually helped and protected people, and we're like, yeah, let's have him fucking come join us. And then when Vi's having her depression because she lost her girlfriend, he's there trying to help, and you see it like at first he's like, hey, fucking, you know, she's still like there, she's still fighting, and they're having fun at the bar, and then over time he's like, hey, you should stop drinking, but she's like, no, I want to drink, and then she eventually pushes him away, and then you still see him like in the back.
It's implied well enough of how close they are, like, and I mean, I don't know what impacts. I think Steb was just a character to be around there. Like, I don't know what more we could have seen.
That was
from
weird.
Steb.
Okay, so this is something that Charlie brought up in his video, that like they had both their deaths are kind of like unceremonious, and Steb, he at the end would like
saying both their deaths. Steb is alive.
Well, I understand that, but he didn't fucking get to do his thing. Like, he fucking has this whole bomb that he sets up, doesn't go off, and it didn't even matter if it did because Victor wasn't in there. It's like he doesn't even get to do his thing.
He doesn't know.
Well, I mean, but it's the whole like time paradox thing of like Steb still needs to do that in order for the timeline to carry on in the way to get Victor to the point where old Victor can be sent to him. It's like the whole Avengers giving away the time stone. It's like these things need to happen in order for the time to be the right sort of reality for Jace to lose to Victor in the right way. It's the same way when he's talking about it. It's like, hey, we're not supposed to win this fight. Like, this is not a fight we're going to go to and win. We need to lose this fight in order to win the fight. So like, they still have to go through the motions of doing the fight, or else it's paradoxical, and now the future that existed is no longer the present that you're in because you're not fighting back. So Victor gets closer, and then you're not in the same spot.
I mean, I think Steb had his moments of him trying to go and plant the bomb, and then the bomb would have gone off if Maddie hadn't sabotaged it. And that's my favorite part of Arcane, is Maddie getting clocked in the head.
Shit. Fuck that bitch.
Hell yeah.
And on that note, we end.
Yeah.
What a great episode, boys.
Yep.
Just like Maddie shot in the head.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's start.
Anyone that survived that brutal murder right there, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like, and throw any comments down below what your favorite or least favorite parts about Arcane were. If we spoiled the whole thing for you, you should have listened to the spoiler warning at the beginning. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
hold on. Since we're giving spoiler warnings, Darth Vader's Luke's dad.
Oh my god.
Killed Snape.
Now there goes all the comments just gonna rage and be like, I can't believe you fucking sell that shit, you piece of shit.
Citizen Kane, he's a citizen.
Kane. All right.
Naruto, you better believe it.
And leave a like if you believe that Steb is also a Batman.
Well, damn, now
well, there goes all the
Now
likes.
we're not gonna have any likes. All right.
Now we're gonna have no. Send
Alright.
a like. Send a like if you think he's dumb for thinking Steb's a bad. How about that?
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. Anywho, so we're gonna end it there. So bye, guys.
Why?
Smeesh.